To be full of God, you must walk in the love of God. I don't think there's a generation where hatred, wickedness, malice, and jealousy has existed in the body of Christ like today. Somebody told me many years ago, he said the serpent in Eden became a dragon in Revelation. Evil is growing so fast that it is now defining men. What brothers do to brothers. When they were jealous of Joseph, it was a surprise. Today, that's the normal thing. If they are not jealous, it's a surprise. Because love is no more. And that's why even our faith can't produce result. Because Galatians 5:6 said, faith walketh by love. So we are shouting, nothing is happening. Even the gospel now, we can't preach. We are too angry with ourselves that we are waiting to come to where we have advantage of visibility so that we can yank ourselves. And the day we finish killing ourselves, nobody will be here again to preach the gospel. That's when demons will come out and take over. If you study Ephesians 3:15 to 19 that we read, one thing you will notice in verse 19 is that although Paul was praying it, but the element that gets people full of God is love. Verse 14, 15, he was sponsoring it with prayer, but the actual element that gets a man full of God is love. Ephesians 3:19. And to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that you might be filled with all the fullness of God. So if you don't know the love of God, if you don't walk in the love of God, you cannot be filled with God. 1 John 4:8, the Bible told us clearly, God is love. So you can't be full of God if you are not full of love. This is why you must make up your mind. Pray for the spirit of love to dominate you and make a practice of love. The people who taught us and discipled us will tell us those days, the guy who makes peace is the strongest. The guy who fights for peace is the wisest. They just tell you all kinds of things to make love a part of your life. They will tell you your prayer is useless. Your gift is useless if you can't love your enemy. I'm not talking your friend. They made it look so real to us then that if you are bitter about somebody or you are jealous of somebody, it won't end until you do restitution. You have to go and apologize. But we don't teach, they don't teach those things anymore. Look at the way Paul puts it. 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 1 to 4. The easiest thing for Christians to do now, Christians, is to slander themselves. In fact, that's the reigning thing in the body of Christ now. When you find people talking and the conversation is protracted, check, they are gossiping someone. That's why we hold hands is useless. Because we can't be in one accord. Our hearts are far apart. It said, though I speak with the tongues of men and angels and have not, give me New King James. Let's use love. I don't have time to explain charity. Put New King. Though I speak with the tongues of angels, of men and of angels, but I have not love, I have become a sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. That's why these people, they said prayer. This is prayer, revival. What's revival? We can't even allow ourselves to be revived. Paul said those who pray in tongues without love, they are a clanging cymbal. So most of the things you are hearing is gong, 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 gong in the spirit. And though I have the gift of prophecy, I understand not some mystery, all mysteries, all knowledge. And though I have all faith, But if I could remove mountains, but I have not love. He said, I am nothing. So many people who are prophesying are nothing. That's why heaven don't know most of us. Many people with the best gift, best utterance, best knowledge are nothing. Because they are not full of God. Though I bestow all my goods. This is the one that took me many years to understand. I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. Because it can be a show. And most of our charity work is a show. There's no love there. That's why we only give in front of the camera. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. There is a place where you give accountability to partners because it's not your money. But if it's all about camera for people to praise you, you have received your reward. People can give 1 million in front of a camera, but they can't give a beggar by the street 100 naira. They don't even know. He said, though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profited me nothing.